Welcome back to the Unbiased Opinion, where everyone's opinion is biased except ours. Colin.
I'm Craig.
Yep. How
And
we
I'm
doing?
Brooklyn, baby.
No. Okay. So we just
Woo!
we just saw the newest Transformers movie that came out last year. It's called Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
We're so good with our timing.
Yeah, I know, I know. We're about almost a year late, but it was a financial disappointment from what I've been reading about in Wikipedia. It had a budget of 195 to 200 million and grossed 439. So I doubt there's going to be some kind of sequel to this. I know that
Well,
I know there's one called Transformers 1, but I think that's just like not connected to anything.
I think it's supposed to be a prequel because
Oh
they
my
said it's going
god.
to take place when Megatron and Optimus were still
Well,
friends.
they have Chris Hemsworth voicing Optimus Prime.
And don't forget, you got that guy, the creepy guy who likes to hang around children, voicing
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Megatron.
that's a different movie.
Yeah,
So,
that's such an oddball casting.
Transformers: Rise of the Beast. What did you guys think of it?
Pretty bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Good background noise though.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay.
Just boring.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like inoffensive. It's just there. I think it's probably the best thing you could say. There's a
Yeah.
couple things I just absolutely hate. One is
Can I guess it?
well, there's three things actually. Well, no, one of the things actually just I was just like, what? Well, what was the
Our
one thing you
two
want to
main
guess?
heroes.
No, no,
I
okay.
won't. No. Pete Davidson as
Oh,
Mirage.
I don't really care for him. I don't know if you guys
I
noticed.
thought he was the worst part.
He was annoying. He's always annoying. But I thought a couple times when what are they called again? The primals,
The
With the
Maximals.
Predacons or the
maximals.
Maximals?
Yeah, the maximals. My bad. They reuse some of the sounds from the MonsterVerse. When the
Hey,
first owl
I was
shows
gonna bring
up,
that up.
it uses Godzilla's atomic breath sound effect, and the monkey in the beginning, Optimus Primal, sounds just like Kong. I was like, are they just
Yeah,
reusing these sound effects at this point? Because I guess Kong you can get away with because it's just like some random monkey. But yeah, the
yeah,
atomic breath sound effect stood out like a sore thumb to me.
yeah. I thought I heard that too. I was like, wait, there's no way.
I had to rewind just to hear it again. And this is a prequel, but it directly contradicts the first Transformers movie that came out in 2007.
Well, not just the first one, it contradicts the fifth one, which came out.
Oh yeah, well, I think probably that's better for everybody that they disregard that one, but
Well, true, but that's also the most recent movie. I mean, it came out in 2017.
yeah. Because essentially well, Craig, do you want to give us a quick plot breakdown just real quick? You could be very brief, like a sentence or two summary.
So apparently Unicron is not Earth. He's running around destroying planets, and Optimus Primal, this gorilla, has to hide away a key and hide on Earth. Optimus Prime is all upset that he can't go to Earth. I didn't see Bumblebee, but wasn't it his plan to go to Earth?
Oh yeah, I didn't see Bumblebee either. Maybe we should have watched that too.
Yeah, it probably would have helped. And then Optimus is upset, and these two idiot, annoying humans are getting in their way, and they gotta help save the day and stop Unicron and Scourge from getting this key to get Unicron to eat Earth.
I thought it,
Yay.
I thought it was a very unique choice to make Unicron Galactus.
So that was his original
He does look like
purpose,
that
right?
in the first movie because he first appears in the animated movie from the 80s.
Yeah, I
No.
mean,
I'm not talking about his design. I'm talking about his motive.
No, he literally is like I mean maybe
yeah,
the
he
original
kind of
one
is like a
is
bit of a
based
ripoff.
yeah, he probably is honestly, but that's in the style and how Unicron is in the original movie.
Oh, so in canon,
He's a
he is
giant
actually a
planet
planet
eating
eater.
transformer.
Well, there's two parts of it. He's the Planet Eater, but also Cybertron is actually like that's their god that they live on. Unicron's like the evil version of him, so like they're always like he's always trying to destroy Cybertron to kill his evil twin brother.
Uh,
Was
So
that
the,
I don't know about that. Was that in the original movie? That was never even mentioned.
well, there's so many different versions of stuff. I
Right,
mean, it wasn't
okay.
mentioned in the 80s movie, but that's usually been how things have gone on since that movie.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm familiar with the original movie. And he like can transform into a giant robot.
was Unicron? Was he in the show?
No, he first appeared in the movie.
So in the original 80s TV show, it was the first two seasons that took place in the 80s. The
Oh,
movie, which took place 20 or 30 years in the
2005, I
future.
think it took place in.
Yeah, 2005. And then I think the third and fourth season took place after the movie.
But the fourth season was like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Was Cybertron, well, obviously Cybertron. Well, no, was Cybertron recognized as a living entity in
I
the
don't think
show?
not in the original show. No.
I don't remember.
It was just a planet that they lived on.
Yes. I again, it's been a long time since I've seen that.
Well, no, I don't think anyone lives on Unicron. He just runs around and destroys
No,
things.
no, 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 no. I was saying in the original show, was Cybertron, was he
Oh,
recognized just as a planet or as like their god essentially?
it's just a planet.
I'm pretty sure you're just a planet too.
That's probably the newer stuff those kids come up with. Oh, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
That's been a thing for a while.
I know. I was just joking. So yeah. So in this one, Optimus is on
Which one?
Earth. The Rise of the Beasts. He's on Earth, even though he's speaking English. Even though in 2007 Transformers he came from Cybertron or wherever, and he touched down in California, became a robot, and learned English through the World Wide Web.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't just sell these as a new continuity.
Yeah, like different timelines, whatever. Because it's just people don't like the Michael Bay ones, sure, whatever. But to just say it's in the same timeline and then blatantly ignore key parts of that timeline is
Yeah,
just
because
lazy.
he came down. I did read the Wikipedia for Bumblebee. He touched down on Bumblebee on when the movie take place,
That movie took place in the
19,
late 80s, maybe early
1987 or
90s.
something.
Yeah, John
Point is,
Cena's in
yeah,
that movie.
yeah, late 80s. Optimus Prime touches down, and now apparently he touched. Was it 87 or 2007? And is Unicron in Earth or is it its own entity?
Because I think they said wasn't the Easter Island. I mean, I don't remember anything about the fifth one, but wasn't that like the Act Three final set piece was Easter Island, and that's like where part of Unicron was on Earth.
Honestly, I don't remember at all whatsoever. I know we reviewed it, and for the
Oh, that
life
was
of me,
like
I
such a
can't tell you
long
what
time ago. It
happened.
felt like, yeah, I remember nothing about that one.
All I remember, the one scene I remember is when Optimus or Megatron goes to that Colonel Lennox and is like
Oh
asking
God,
for his friends
yes.
to get released.
They're making like
oh,
a court agreement.
Yeah, like a court hostage release.
and each of them have like their own special
Yeah,
intro, like
yeah.
a
He's like,
video
I
game.
want nitrous Zeus, and it just shows like this one Transformers destroying a bank.
That's all I
Oh,
remember because it
God.
was so stupid.
I do like that Optimus again is just like a homicidal maniac.
He was toned down a bit.
Well, no, he was saying like, "I want your head," essentially to what's Scourge, right? He wasn't nearly as bad as he was in like Transformers 3.
Oh yeah, that's why like it's hard to top
No,
him.
Optimus, no.
Optimus, the Geneva Convention.
Executing an unarmed prisoner.
Honestly, they should just do a solo Optimus Prime movie, but he has to go to like before the UN to answer for war crimes committed.
It's just a court drama. See,
Bumblebee's his
you ever hear of
lawyer.
that comic where like the Deadpool or Punisher kill the Marvel Universe?
Yeah.
No, you
They
want
just
that
have
for Optimus?
yeah, Optimus Michael Bay's Optimus Prime kills like the Marvel, DC, Transformers universe.
No, he probably could.
Give me your face and just like ripping people's spines out. Collect them as trophies.
And the court show just be called Optimus Defendant.
Like
Law
the
and
one person who
Optimus.
survives his attack, the guy's like paralyzed.
And they have like Bumblebee as his lawyer and he can't speak properly.
He's just speaking. He just recites all of A Few Good Men. That's his only court room language he could pull from because he speaks through the radio.
Yeah.
But speaking of
Dude,
Bumblebee, one thing that was so mind-numbingly stupid in this movie is that they try to fake you out and have Bumblebee die
yeah.
for no reason. Because one, it's a prequel. First off, you know Bumblebee isn't dead, so it begs the question: is why they would even try to do that?
Yeah, yeah, I don't get that either. Because even if it wasn't a prequel, I mean, I don't think people really expected Bumblebee to die. Like, I was surprised they injured him for them. That was to me was the surprise. He was taken out of the movie basically.
Yeah, he was sidelined until the very end when he's coming back to, Ladies Love Cool J.
Is that a
Hello?
song?
No, that's his
I'm gonna
name. That's what
knock you
that's what
out.
LL stands for, Ladies Love.
That's the song when
Who?
he jumps out of the
LL
he
Cool J,
skydives.
Craig.
No, I don't know who these people
Oh
are.
my God. Okay, well that's what the LL stands for.
Yeah, it's the song he jumped out of the plane to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lame.
Well,
No,
what's lame
it's
is
a,
just their decision to do that to Bumblebee. That was just he's probably your second most famous and recognizable Transformer, and you just
like
sideline him for this movie.
the thing is like you like there's I get it's like oh like the repetitive like Bumblebee's gonna be the friend to the human, but it's kind of like why not just keep it. Instead, you replace him with annoying Pete Davidson as Mirage. Like, it's just I don't know. There's just no need. Just have Bumblebee be the friend to the human at this
So
point.
why is it called Rise of the Beasts? Because the monkey Transformers or the animal ones are barely in the movie.
So this is what these characters are from the TV show called Beast Wars.
Yeah, I do know that. They're like it's that terrible CGI one where it looks so
Yes, where the
cheesy.
Megatron keeps going, yes.
Oh yes, 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 I remember that.
Yes, but that show, I have never really saw it, but I'm pretty sure it takes place both in the past and the future. Like, he's Optimus Primal because I think he's a descendant of Optimus Prime, but they somehow get sent back into the past. That's why they turn into beasts. I mean, I'm probably not 100% on this, but I know that takes place in the past because they see the ship, the Autobots crash to the volcano, and it takes place obviously, on Earth, whatever, millions of years ago.
Hmm.
But I think they're also descendants too, so I think they go back in the past.
Okay,
Craig,
interesting.
just a side note, I looked it up. There's a 3 minute and 40 second compilation of just Megatron saying yes from that show.
Because I remember we used to like share that around. Yeah.
Yes, I do remember that.
Monkey. I'm sorry you didn't like Optimus Primal, Colin. He's a monkey.
Craig, I don't know. I don't know about like the Transformers TV shows because there's like a whole
But
bunch of
you
them.
like monkeys.
I do like monkeys, but I know nothing about that stuff.
I
And
just thought it
I
was weird to have like another group of. It's always like, oh, you were here. Like, how many people have been to Earth at this point? Like, in Transformers 5, we learned that they've been basically helping fight human wars since
since
like
the
medieval.
1700s. Oh
No,
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 it
it was
was
like since the
medieval. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Crusades.
That's right. That's right. I think they showed like Ironhide with like, oh no, I think that was for like President Washington crossing the Delaware or something. And then
Yeah,
they
with
show like,
Ironhide.
didn't they show like Ironhide there? It's so out
Yeah.
of place.
Yeah, we have
Bumblebee
that.
was in World War II, and he's like, oh yeah, he used to be mean. And he's like killing a bunch of Nazis.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Bumblebee out of he came into Earth in the 80s, now he came to Earth in World War II, and then we have Unicron not in Earth, Unicron's some other planet. Now we have these Maximal or the Maximals living on Earth since, the 1500s or whatever.
Who was in the Transformers 4 that group?
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, no, the who was the one group of
Oh, the Dinobots.
yeah, the Dinobots were like imprisoned on Earth.
Well, no, they were in the spaceship that
Well, no, no,
bad
no,
guy
no,
was
but they
in.
came to Earth beforehand. Whoever that bounty hunt or whoever the creator was, and like was metallizing dinosaurs. They
Well,
were
didn't he
there
say
when
like authors call them knights or something? Like they were ancient
Yeah, they were ancient
warriors?
knights that the forget the lockdown. I think his name was Lockdown. He had them in his trophy case. The beginning
Yeah.
yeah.
was just nonsense where they were shooting that seed. I think it was to introduce the seed turning stuff into robots. That's what the
Well,
beginning was for.
Yeah, but the point is they were at Earth at the time of dinosaurs, and then
No, I don't think so. Not the Warriors, no. Oh, I see what you're saying though. The Transformers themselves.
no,
Yes, yes.
but Transformers like just in terms of Transformers being throughout human
Oh, yes,
history,
yes, yes.
and then the second one, the Revenge of the Fallen,
They're there
they were like
with the Egyptians. Oh no, they were there with
yeah
the first humans.
yeah.
yeah, this the whole continuity just makes no sense. That's when people try to get upset. Like, I can't get too upset because it's never made sense. Even from two to the one to two, like things stop making sense.
Even 2 to 3.
Who do you think has a harder time with continuity? The X-Men or Transformers?
Oh, definitely Transformers. Like nothing makes sense. Like each movie should almost be its own universe.
Yeah, at least with X-Men. I mean, I think it's widely known that they disregard X-Men Origins, but like at least
But
there's the young timeline and then the original timeline.
yeah, so you kind of say there's two separate ones. This is
Yeah.
just no nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, as Craig said, they weren't even doing a good job of going from movie to movie.
Yeah, because at least with the X-Men, they try to tie it into to modern times at the end. Like they try to have some sense
Yeah.
of,
At
you
least you
know,
could say you got the old and young timeline, so you at least kind of separate in half. This does nothing make sense.
Well,
You
because
can't even say this is the sequel to Bumblebee because it doesn't
well,
make
well,
sense.
Craig, do you remember that they needed the Matrix of Leadership, right? And then the second one, because they also only a Prime could kill the Fallen, and they needed the Matrix of Leadership so they could power up that device to take a sun. But then the Decepticons were so smart; they knew that they needed Optimus, that he would purposely the Fallen would fail, so they could use Optimus to use the Matrix of Leadership to bring back Sentinel, so that then they can bring Cybertron to Earth. Decepticons are so smart.
They're playing like not even 5D chess. This might be 6D chess.
They're playing
I don't know
table
what the sixth
tennis.
dimension would be, but they're playing in that kind of dimension with chess.
and so was the one when Optimus said the line like, "Oh, I know B one treated you well," like in terms of humans. Was that in reference to the Bumblebee movie?
I think so.
But and the Bumblebee movie took place what in the late '80s? You said.
Yes. I never saw it. At least I never saw it.
What was the question? Sorry, I looked away.
He was asking when the Bumblebee take place because Optimus made a
I
line of like, "Oh, one human treated you
Yeah,
good,
I think it
Bumblebee."
was 87 or 89. Let me look it up real quick. Do, do, do. Oh, it doesn't say. I could have sworn it was
At some
like,
point, it was in the 80s.
yeah, it was definitely in the late 80s. I think it just says it's set in the 1980s. It doesn't really matter too much because, like we're saying, they're
It's just so
so,
out of whack.
yeah, like nothing makes sense. Except that I can understand them disregarding Unicron from the fifth movie because that even in the own movie that didn't make any sense.
And also,
And
I don't
Craig, you
anyone
cut
remembers
off.
the fifth movie. Oh, I don't anyone remembers the fifth movie.
Oh,
I forgot
1987. I was
about.
We
right.
watched it what last year?
What'd you say?
So no one remembers the fifth movie.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah.
It didn't actually made Lisa broke even. You can say that.
If you want to call it that. I think also a weird thing in this movie that I have, not weird, the thing I hated the most about this movie was the ending. And if you will indulge me, they are trying to create a G.I. Joe crossover universe. I
With
can't.
Transformers.
This one.
This one.
Did you not
Yeah.
watch the end?
No, I'm saying, well, just to clarify, it's Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yes, yes, yes. I was just so baffled. I heard about it, so I can't say I'm surprised because I think I heard about it last year and I was like, "Oh my God, that's so desperate." But I just can't even. I don't. I know nothing about GI Joe if I'm being honest. But all I know is that they're soldiers. They're just regular soldiers, right?
I mean, unless they were trying to connect it to the movies that they made,
But that would
No,
even
I
that
can't
would even
imagine.
work.
because the only thing that would even because in the first one, I did see both of them, but it was a while ago.
Yeah, which one
Did
was
you
the
see
And
this?
Rocket?
Did
And
you
of
see the
course, you
Snake
watched
Eyes
that one.
prequel?
no, I did not see the
Craig, I
Snake
don't think
Eyes one.
anyone saw that.
Oh, yes, I want to watch some guy who
They
doesn't
made
speak
40
for
million.
2 hours. Um, but from the first one, like they had those like exosuits, but other than that, they were like just normal military guys. That was, but they only used the exosuits for like one scene. That was it.
Because I think If I'm not mistaken, I think in the 80s in the comics, because didn't Transformers start off as a comic first? There was a crossover with G.I. Joe, was there not?
Well,
I'm
I
fairly
thought the
confident
comic.
in that, right?
So obviously, the Transformers was made to sell toys. They bought these toys from this Japanese
Japan, yeah.
company, and I think the comic was being worked on independently or like not with the same people as the TV show.
But I think the comic came out just a touch before the TV show.
You're probably right. I don't remember.
But I think I could have sworn there was maybe some kind of
It
crossover.
is. That's right. In 1987, there's a four-issue comic limited series featuring characters from G.I. Joe and Transformers,
Oh,
published by Marvel Comics in
yeah,
1987.
Marvel did Transformers originally. But yeah, it, I don't even know what to say because it's like the same military people from the first Transformers movies. Remember Nest? That was like the whole military faction for the Autobots. Like that's the same thing. Like why do you need GI Joe in there? Which, by the way, is such a dumb name.
Apparently, Bumblebee got destroyed by
In
G.I.
what?
Joe.
Oh, did he?
Dude, if you look at the issue number one, the cover is Bumblebee just getting blown up by the military. Yeah, Bumblebee. The story featured Bumblebee being destroyed by G.I. Joe forces and rebuilt as Goldbug.
Oh.
The Joes, Autobots, and Cobra, after being betrayed by the Decepticons, must join forces to stop the Decepticons from activating an energy drill device to suck up energy from Earth's core, which would destroy the planet in the process.
See, I'm really glad they, at least for this movie, didn't use the Decepticons because they probably wanted to use Megatron, but then they realized that in the film's continuity, Megatron is in the North Pole or South Pole or whatever. He's frozen at this point.
Oh no, they don't care at all.
He crash landed, Craig.
Optimus is on Earth unless he leaves Earth and comes back.
Yeah, he leaves Earth, changes his form back to his Cybertronian one, and then comes back to Earth with everybody else. Even though Ironhide was already there on Earth and he had to come back up. And then Optimus just wanted to find a cooler truck to transform into.
And on like we find out in the 20 years he was gone, he just became much more ruthless.
That's what being on Cybertron does to you, Craig. Give me your face.
I want to say, speaking of terrible people, I
Hmm.
did not like our two main leads.
I thought the Noah guy
Not
was
that was a,
he was whatever.
I don't know, they're trying to make these guys like, oh, he's cool and stuff, and he's got the sympathetic little brother who just has sickle cell. I mean, he's not dying.
You know what's sad is that I miss the days of LaBouffe and
Well, he
Oh, of
was
Transformers.
course. He was hilarious.
I
yeah,
miss him so much.
he carried it on the human side. He was so witty.
Yeah, he always had like good. I think we talked about in our Transformers episode with the first three. The humor was besides maybe the second one, but the humor was kind of like on point. It
And the
was
second one
witty.
gave us maybe LaBouffe's best comeback.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Someone else, you have to find you a tighter shirt. I park my foot in your ass. What size shoe do you wear?
yeah.
Oh, you want to go?
Oh, the best one when he was talking to those football guys, and he was like telling, "Oh yeah, I'm researching a book. It has like pop up pictures, little coloring sections. Your friends
Yeah,
would love
perfect.
it."
What was his eBay ladies man?
Yeah, it's like Lady Man 2147.
Yeah, like on eBay, like you're gonna find chicks on eBay.
And like the picture he uses, it looks like a mugshot.
Because I think the humor in this movie, they're like trying. Not I think they are trying way too hard, especially with Pete Davidson, because they're like, oh well, he's theoretically a comedian, right?
He's theoretically.
Well, the thing is like they made the Autobots humor, at least for Mirages, like he was like a person. It just doesn't fit.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is if you bring in a comedian, I at least expect him to be funny.
That's a pretty high bar these days.
I guess anyone's a comedian these days. They're all so bad. But
I just I just didn't like our leads because they're trying so hard to make them sympathetic and underdogs when they're both just idiots. The military guy is supposed to be this electronics expert. Like, why are you not going for a job in electronics? Why are you trying to get hired as a
oh,
security guard?
well, Craig, that's besides the point.
But
Doesn't
like, they're
matter.
trying to make him sympathetic. Oh man, the world's keeping him down. He just can't get a job. It's like he's just stupid, and I don't feel bad for him. And the girl too, she's mad that she's an intern, like her boss isn't treating her well. It's like, find a new job.
Her boss has been working there for 30 years. She's been there for 3 weeks.
Does
Yeah,
she
she's
not?
like mad that,
Does she not know how internships work?
and she's
She's
like,
lucky
yeah,
if
that's
she's
the
even
thing too.
getting
She's an
paid.
intern,
Yeah.
and of course she knows everything. Like yeah, like an intern knows everything.
I think the most annoying thing about this movie too is that it felt like there was little fetch quests. Like, well, there's two parts to the key. We don't know where that is. We got to go get that. And then there's another thing they had to do. It felt like they just added extra steps to pad the time because I think this movie could have easily been streamlined into like 90 minutes.
Well, yeah, it was barely like there's barely any plot. No, the key's here. Gotta find the key. We lost the key. Let's destroy the key.
Yeah, I think I don't even know what to think. And I just saw this thing too.
Uh, One thing I thought about this is that the CGI looked pretty bad. I don't know.
I think there were
Like the
some
fact
shots
that
where the monkey was running, and it looked weird. It looked like a video game because he wasn't like affecting the ground or anything.
yeah. Well, or like when they're moving throughout the city, like and stuff, and like or I forget the one character, the
Sound it out.
Autobot in it. I forget her name,
Oh,
but
RC.
she was
RC.
and she was when they were
RC
in the
died in
warehouse.
Revenge of the Fallen. There's like three of them. They all died. That's besides the
No,
point.
Won't won't.
uh, but in this one, when they were in the warehouse and they first introduced Noah to the Autobots, and like RC's like moving and talking, it looks so bad. Like it was like it looked like it wasn't a finished product.
Probably
And
wasn't.
like I was just thinking, I was like, how is it that '07 had better graphics than this movie? And the Autobots look so much better in
You
2007
know, I
than
think
this
it might
movie.
be like a little bit of a design issue because I
Michael Bay's
think,
a pro.
well, not only that, I think honestly it has to do with their design and the Michael Bay ones designed to be realistic. I'm using quotations, of course. And then these ones are trying to be more like G1 or Generation, the original Transformers, where they're more blocky. I think that kind of makes their face suffer a little bit because, like, at least the Michael Bay ones, there was like intricate pieces to their face. They look like actual, real
But these are
robots.
blockier. I would assume if they're blockier, it'd be even easier on them.
Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe it's
No, I get what you're
the
saying, but I
uncanny
feel like this
valley
should
sort
be
of thing.
easier.
Well, yeah, it should be, but I
Not
don't
just the
know.
technology getting better. I just feel like they're blockier. There's less moving parts. It should look better.
I think it's just like
I
how
think
do
it's a
I
skill
describe
issue.
it? Well, yeah, it's a skill issue, but I guess it's just that the Michael Bay ones look more realistic per se. So maybe our eyes are like are willing to forgive more. I don't know. I
I think he's just a better director when it comes to stuff. I mean, his whole specialty is special effects and explosions.
well, yeah, yeah.
Of course, he can do a better
But,
job. Like,
but
who's
Craig
this
was saying
director?
like you get these close-ups in Michael Bay's trilogy of like you get the close-ups of the gear shifting and everything. It just looks better. And even when they were fighting and stuff, even with the humans around them, like it just blended better. It looked better. This just
You know what I
even
think it
without the
is?
humans there, it just didn't.
I
It just
think
looked like a video
a
game.
lot of the first three Transformers movies they shot in like the final battles were all in cities, and they actually shot in the cities. So I think that helps more with like things looking better because then you could just you have a bunch of lighting references. You could stick a Transformers in there, no problem. This looks like it's an entirely CGI environment. Like nothing is real. They didn't shoot anything for real.
Probably.
Like even the warehouse, Noah met the
Yeah, it's
Autobots and
probably
thought it
just
was
like
in
a
the
giant green
warehouse.
screen or a blue screen. But like, if you ever watched the behind the scenes of the Michael Bay ones, like they're actually on location shooting
Yeah,
real things in cities they closed off.
And they
And
have like
then,
actual explosions
well, yeah,
as
for
point of
like a
references too.
reference for the camera of Optimus's height, they have like this giant green stick that'd be like almost 30 feet tall, and they'd use that as a reference.
Yeah.
It's very practical, the Michael Bay ones, and this one just feels like, well, we don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to have like when Sam is on Optimus's body in the second one and he jabs the Matrix. That's a real Optimus they built. That's a real prop. I think from some
Well,
of the shots, it was
it's
real.
just it's just that little extra stuff like you can do, and obviously budgets and stuff. I get it, but it's like practical things that you can just do, like that are going to basic filmmaking. I feel like it just goes the distance. And it's noticeable too. It's not like, oh, like these Autobots, their gears weren't shifting on a close up. It's like no, like them just walking around looks bad.
Yeah, because you know what it is also that they feel lighter. Like in the other ones, they were heavy. They felt heavier too.
Yeah.
Like they weren't nearly as fast as like Bumblebee was like probably the fastest one
Yeah.
in the Michael Bay ones,
Yeah,
at
because
least in the first three.
Ironhide was like he was tankier, you know. Optimus, oh, him and Megatron when they fought in the first one, like fought in the city, like it felt weighted, like it was actually two 30-foot robots fighting in the
And Optimus
city.
also wasn't bloodthirsty then. He was like holding back.
Yeah, he was a pacifist in the first one.
I want to say this is the director's third movie he ever made. The first one was called The Land. Sounds generic. Second one was Creed 2, and third movie is this one.
Nice, good for him.
And
Well,
maybe,
it gets to the point of like he's just not as much of a pro as Michael Bay.
or maybe he should just stick to a different genre, one that doesn't involve as much CGI. Because
That makes sense, but you know,
I think also it's just how you film things. And it just seems like, as I said before, they're like, okay, well, we could just CGI this, this, and this. We don't have to go on location. We don't have to
yeah,
even try to shoot anything.
yeah,
It all can be
because
digital.
because the difference like it makes is not only in like Transformers, right? Like of them shooting in Cairo, right? And they have explosions happening while they're filming it, and they have they have the green the green stick for Optimus. But like for example, like you look at like I'm sure Colin, you looked at the VFX how they did Godzilla -1,
Yeah.
but like that one shot like and it's we've talked about Godzilla -1 like the shot of the boat chase like where Godzilla's just tracking them and they're trying to drop the mines and there's no sound or anything, but that's actually them in the boat in the water going, and then they insert Godzilla and stuff and it looks great. But the thing is they actually have the boat in the water and them moving it and them filming from the boat as they're moving and stuff like that. And they have like, a thing in the water for Godzilla where he's supposed to be. It makes such a huge difference than if it was just them on some mechanical rig and a green screen. It just looks so much better.
when movies used to be better.
Hmm.
Now you
I
get people
agree.
who've never done like work with special effects making these high budget special effects movies because like this guy, he has no pull. He'll just be told whatever the producers want him to do. And like he can't fight back, so get these inexperienced people making these like what was it with Black Widow? I
Oh
think
yeah,
one of the
Marvel
directors,
bullied her essentially.
yeah, they told her, don't worry about the action scenes. We'll direct it for you. And she's like, I want to direct it. And like, yeah, you don't have the experience to.
I think probably a big thing also is what are you gonna do with Transformers? Where do you go from here? Because at some point, I think they should just reboot everything.
I wonder if
Because
that's what that new one that's coming out next year, Transformers One. That might. I know they're gonna say it's a Megatron and Optimus meet, but they could obviously build off that.
oh yeah, but it's just that looks like trash. Did you see the trailer?
I did. I was like,
It felt like a
it's
joke.
something people have been saying for a while now. Maybe because nobody really cares about the human parts of these movies. They
Which
obviously
is
just want to see
which is
Optimus
true.
Prime.
Well, the thing is too that you don't need human characters for them because they are like humanoid. They have thoughts and they can act and they have motives. Some of them are murderous motives, but they have motives nonetheless.
Well, I mean, just to go back to Rise of the Beast, I can't imagine if you were a fan of like the Beast Wars, you were really happy with the movie. Not just because it was bad, but because your
They're barely in
favorite
it.
Beast that was about to make they make that point. Like, oh, if your favorite character was Cheetor or Rhinox, first off, probably don't know that that was their names, but they again, you barely in the movie. I don't think either one of them really talked.
I don't think they even did talk. I thought it was just Optimus Primal and the Owl that did most of the talking.
Yeah, so I can't imagine. I mean, I love the Beast Wars. I can't wait to see them on the big screen, and oh, they're in it for like maybe a minute or two.
And they're
Great.
barely in it. Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, we have to spend the entire movie like for this one guy and a sick brother. Like, I don't think the Autobots even appear until like a third of the movie in.
Let's check. I could quickly go on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, because what the first point that they appear in is when they activate the trans warp thing, and you
Yeah.
see Optimus calling calling
Calling
all
all
Autobots.
Autobots. Yeah, they first appear nearly 30 something minutes in. But yeah, to go to Craig's point, it's just like, what do you kind of do with Transformers now? Peter Cullen ain't getting any younger.
I mean, the other people have voiced Optimus, so obviously he'd have to get recast. He sounded a little
No.
older in this movie, but
Well, he's also like an 80-year-old man.
yeah, but like you're saying, he's not getting any younger, and he did to me, he did sound a little older, which is fine because Optimus is not exactly a young guy, but
Well, he sounded to me like he was
He's
just like
82.
tired, and like he just was like this was just him like running through his lines.
Yeah, he didn't care nearly as much.
I see. I think Transformers One is what they should have gone with, entirely CGI. It's something you don't really need to have live action, but of course they're gonna screw it up because it's gonna be terrible.
Well, yeah, they took it to the extreme where they're trying to make it like some kind of comedy.
Like a Marvel movie. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I get it. You're trying to sell toys to kids, but you can at least make it good.
It is like a Marvel movie. They have Chris Hemsworth, who's Thor, our favorite guy who hangs around children from the MonsterVerse.
Was in the
He was
Eternals?
in the Eternals. He was the one that was he could create things. And there's that funny scene, unintentionally funny scene, where he's crying at Hiroshima, and they are implying that he gave humanity nuclear weapons, and they used it.
Like, I just don't understand. Like, you knew what you were doing. Like, I don't really feel bad for this kind of guy. Like, you're making a bomb. Because in the movie, yeah. Oh, we're not using it on the Germans. Oh, well, now I've got a cons all of a sudden.
All right. Well, anyway, going back, Transformers One. But yeah, they go to Craig's point. It's like, where do you kind of go? And the Transformers One feels like it's coming too late because they already wasted another movie on Rise of the Beasts.
It's not even.
Honestly, they should have just rebooted it after the last night, after that disaster.
Well, I think they tried to with Bumblebee, but again,
Well, that
you're trying to
Bumblebee's
sell
not
it as a
a reboot
prequel.
though. Yeah, yeah, it was a prequel.
I don't know. I just don't get the point of having all the humans. Everyone's favorite part are like no one. I don't think anyone's ever seen a Transformer show and say my favorite character was the human. It's always my favorite character was either Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, whoever, or one of the Decepticons. You never
Listen,
pick a
at
human.
least in the first trilogy, you had good human, funny human characters, like the guy from Sector 7, Dutch, LaBouffe.
Same with Wiki.
I wouldn't say they were good, but
I love. Yeah, no, you take that back. Wiki was great.
he was okay.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, I just don't. Transformers is a disaster right now. I mean, to
But
me,
yeah,
I guess that's in character for Transformers, just being like a mess.
well, look at the two directions they're going. A prequel that's probably 10 years too late, and a crossover with the G.I. Joe, also 10 years too late.
And it's a prequel too. And then they're doing a reboot, but it's a complete change of direction. Well, I get it. You don't have not everything has to be super serious, right? But you just don't have a bunch of jokes in your trailer and you're trying to make it look good and it just looks like trash. You don't do
It's
that.
gonna it looks terrible. I mean, I probably make money, but I can't imagine it'll do that well.
I don't even think it's coming out theatrically. I think it's only on Paramount Plus. No, no, never mind. I'm just reading it. It's going to be released theatrically on September 20th, 2024. I thought it was a Paramount Plus exclusive.
Well, no, because they're not really doing that anymore, right?
I don't know.
No, because that was like during the pandemic. Now things are releasing in theaters.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we're running out of little things to say. But to go back to the original point, because I know we kind of diverged. Not really talked about Rise of the Beasts. It's really not that good. I hate how everything's trying to be like a movie universe now. Like, oh, let's get the G.I. Joe fellas in here. There's no point to have them cross over.
I mean, are people actually excited, or are they just clapping like the trained seals that they are?
I think they're just clapping like the train seals they are. I can't imagine there's a lot of G.I. Joe fans nowadays. Maybe in the 80s because they had the TV show, they had the movie, they had all the toys. Sure. I guess this movie would have been cool if it came out in like 1988. Oh my God, G.I. Joe and Transformers. No way. Not when it's 2023 and all those children are man children now.
I don't really see the point. I don't know why everything has to cross over now. Why can't things just stay separate?
Well, Hasbro's probably like, well, we happen to own G.I. Joe and we own Transformers.
We can make double the money.
Even though this one didn't even break even.
I will say there was one thing I liked about this movie that I forgot to mention.
Oh, yeah, do pray tell.
I liked towards the end of the movie they were reusing music from the
Oh,
first
from the
Transformers
first movie,
movie.
yeah, they did. That was like
Uh,
Optimus's theme
Yeah, I like
in the
that
first
stuff. But
movie.
Are you telling me, Craig, you know, like '90s hip hop slash rap?
no, I don't. I actually strongly dislike it.
Well, you know what, Craig, you're not Brooklyn, baby.
Yeah, I'm not.
So to summarize our opinions, I think this movie was very misleading. It was a vapid waste of time, I think.
Yeah, thanks for making us watch it again.
Well, how would I didn't know it was that bad. Like, come on.
What do you mean? No, none of us wanted to watch it. Like, hey, let's watch it. Like, I don't want to watch this.
All right, Craig, whatever. But it's definitely better than Transformers 4 and 5, which isn't saying much at all. Because those are like Transformers 5 is like barely a movie. I don't even know what that was.
You like this more than four?
I do. I don't like the fourth one. I thought the fourth one is overlong. It's boring. They have like this guy know all the Romeo and Juliet laws. Like what?
See, while that is bad, I won't defend that part, but at least I feel like there were some decent scenes in four. Well, this was just complete
Oh,
garbage.
well, yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to like movies that are almost the same quality, I prefer whatever shorter. And Transformers 4 is like 160 something minutes.
True.
It is a long sit through.
But at least the way I look at it is, I'm never gonna watch another movie again. But if for whatever reason I don't know, and if whatever reason the algorithm just happens to pick my brain the right
165 minutes, Craig.
again, I wouldn't ever rewatch either of them, but I might rewatch a scene from Transformers 4. I would never rewatch anything from Rise of the Beasts.
Well, yeah, but
Well, that's more my point. Like, while it's not that great, at least there's some okay stuff, some okay scenes that's not complete garbage. Like, I like the scene where he's with the boyfriend in the car. He's like, "Yeah, I'll go to jail for the rest of my life. I got nothing to lose. My life's already over. You're still young."
I did like, was it Grimlock?
they were barely in the movie too.
Well, they
Still
were at least
cool.
Yeah,
early in the movie, but they were cooler than a monkey and a falcon.
yeah, true.
Cheetah.
Cheeto. What was his name? Cheetar?
Cheetor.
Cheetor.
Cheetor, whatever.
There's Rhinox. Cheetor was it Aeronator?
I thought it was like
Oh, Air
Airnax.
Razor.
Air Razor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Optimus Primal.
And what was the? I forget the guy. Like, it was like another gorilla, and he said his name. I forgot what it was.
No, I think Optimus Primal was in the beginning. It was another gorilla.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Um,
Optimus Primal. It was like another
no, there
gorilla.
was one that was the other like Prime, and then he sacrificed himself so they could get off the planet, and then Optimus Primal
Oh yeah, yeah.
became the leader.
I just want to know what his name. I'm trying to find his name because it
Give me
was like,
your face.
oh, it was Ape Link.
So you making that up?
No,
Um, I do remember it was Ape Link.
Well, with all that being said, Craig, what did you think of Transformers? Just summarize your thoughts. What did you think of Transformers: Rise of the Beasts?
it's not very good, and especially if you're a fan of the Beast Wars and those characters. I can't imagine you were very happy with the result you got.
Daniel,
It's pretty forgettable. Don't watch it.
it is pretty forgettable, I would say. Like I said, I didn't hate it. I thought it was it's just there. I think that's probably all I could say. It exists. It's like a plant. It's barely sentient. It's just there. But with all that being said, maybe we'll watch Transformers 1 when that comes out.
Oh God.
I'm sure that'd be so much fun to watch. But with all that being said, this has been the Unbiased Opinion, where everyone's opinion is biased except ours. Colin,
I'm Craig.
And I'm Daniel.
and we'll see you next time.